Relationship Ish, where we talk about the cornerstone of every relationship, connections. 9 p.m.
We're live.
Marriage, sex,
And we're having a great time already.
yourself, your family, divorce, your ex, your co-workers, your friends, your situation, your lover, your mother, you name it, connections. And we always have a great time.
Of course you had to mess
With your
it up, right?
hosts, V and Cash.
Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Relationship Ish. It is Thursday night. How are we doing? We are here. We are here. How you doing, V?
Okay, I just want to say that Cash is actually producing us today. So I'm like, I'm
Yeah,
so
we're not
proud
going
of
to talk
her.
about that.
Oh, like, no, she's doing her thing. I'm like, all right.
Anyway, girl.
So how are
So,
you?
this is Relationship Ish, where we talk about the cornerstone of every relationship, connection. Hello, connection crew. How are we doing out there? Hello, hello.
Hello.
Yes, it's
Please like
Thursday
and
night, girl.
follow Relationship Ish on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, wherever. We're on all social media. So please follow us and also follow the Evening Rush Network. Um, and that's it. That's what I have to say. How's your week been? Your day been? How's the whole thing?
Girl. Um, seriously,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why, but people seem to want to tell me when they want to unalive themselves.
Oh,
And it's very traumatizing for me. It really is traumatizing. Like you're like, okay, well, bye, you have a good night. And they're like, you know, I just feel like killing myself.
oh my gosh.
I'm like, like, haha, you feel like killing yourself, or like, haha, you feel like unaliving yourself for real? Like, I don't want to be here anymore. And I'm like, okay, well, let's sit down and pull that apart. And it's happened more than a couple of times now. So it really, it I don't know. I'm not the person because I break. I'm just broken. I'm just like you want to. And so, I mean, I think that's our service announcement and our pause is tell somebody, because a temporary problem does not need a permanent solution.
Oh, I 1000% agree with that. But they tell you because they trust you and they feel like they can talk to you. So that's actually a compliment, you know? They feel like, okay, this is someone I can talk. They're looking for someone they can talk to. And then they found that person in you. So that's actually a compliment, you know? I'm just saying, it's like you might be like, why
Yeah,
me? But you know, it's a compliment. So
I want to say yeah, but at the time that it's happening, no.
mhm.
I'm like, I have so much weight on my shoulders already. Please, let's not add. Let's not add.
Well,
So, but if you could, for that one person, save that one person, like, thank God that I can be that shoulder, that confidant. But it just, I'm not strong enough. People think it's like, oh no, you good, you good. I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm not strong enough. I'm not strong enough. I'm really not strong enough. And my heart is palpitating. I'm like, am I gonna say the right thing? Am I gonna say the wrong thing? Is this person gonna be like, it's all your fault? And I'm just like, okay, okay. That's a good feeling. I'm trying to get my calm voice out. It's okay. But I'm about to lose my mind when it's happening. So I just got to say to all the counselors and therapists out there, congratulations, because that job is a little bit too hard for me. Okay. Hey, Nikki G, how we doing? Hello, hello.
Glad
My
you're saying
connection
something, Nikki
crew,
G.
happy Thursday.
Today. I'm like, I tried to share it and I couldn't share it as much as I wanted to, so I got nervous that
Okay,
you.
okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
We're not, we're good. We are here. It's Thursday night with Relationship Ish, and we tell your mom to tell your aunt to tell your girlfriend to tell your grandma to tell your dog. We're
Share the
here.
show. Yes.
We're here. That's all I'm gonna say. We're here. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Anyway, so how was your day?
I had a good day. And I got my, I know that sounds crazy, but I got my car registration today and well, actually yesterday, and it was like Christmas. So I was driving around like, okay, because I have been driving around with an expired registration. And I'm like, every time I could only park in like a parking lot because I'm afraid something's gonna happen in the street. And it wasn't my fault. It was Carvana, who I love them. They did a great job on my car, but this registration was crazy. So I feel every time I saw a police officer, I'm like, okay, are they stopping people over there? Like, you know how they do on spot check? I'm like, are they
You got
stopping?
me riding dirty. So V was riding dirty this whole time, this whole week.
Girl, for over a month, I've been.
Oh my girl. I'm not telling anybody this. I'm not gonna tell
I'm just
anybody
saying
this.
that
She
you
said
to
for
me,
a
telling
whole
you.
month. You know, and were you going inside into the city? Okay,
No,
you going into the
I had
city.
to change Callie's car if I was going to. Like, I already knew, so I'm like, oh, I can't go there. Oh, my hairdresser, I have to park in her driveway because I'm like, can't park in the street. She's like, okay, whatever you got to. I've been doing for
I
over a month.
thought I thought she was in Long Island though. Just
It,
don't go to Yonkers.
she's in Long Island, but they still get tickets on the street. I see police officers driving by there.
Goodbye.
Listen,
Goodbye. I'm just talking about Yonkers is worse than New York City.
purposes only.
Because Yonkers is worse than New York City. How many tickets have I gotten in
Okay.
Yonkers?
Okay, so Cash has gotten because you know what, at Yonkers, you can't go through any yellow lights. I learned that a long time ago, but Cash is like, it's yellow, ticket.
No,
Because
they give a ticket for everything. They're like, it's yellow ticket, it's red ticket. You were going 26 miles per hour ticket. You had your registration is up tomorrow ticket.
Yep,
The meters, and they charge you $45 to process a meter.
yep,
Anybody? Anybody? $45 to process the ticket.
yep.
So let me just tell you, me and Yonkers, we're fighting. I'm just letting you know. We gonna fight. But we gonna fight. That's why my week. Well, I'm glad you're not driving dirty anymore.
Yeah, and it feels like a relief, because everywhere I go,
But
I'm like,
I'm sure if V got pulled over, she'd be like, Officer, I didn't know. Oh, my husband. I gotta tell him. She has that what do you call that? Damselly kind of damsel.
no, I need to. No, I'm not good at. I'm too. I need to control myself because I get. Remember when I got pulled over when we were driving in on our way to what do you call it there? We were on our way
Mm-hmm.
to my sister's country house, and then it was night, and then this young police officer said that I didn't put my signal on when we were turning into McDonald's, and it was dark, and he pulled us over. McDonald's was closed anyway because it was like 2 o'clock in the morning.
I don't remember this. Maybe this is one of your fantasies.
No,
This hot young police
didn't give
officer
us a
pulled you
ticket.
over.
He didn't give us a ticket, but because it was bogus, because he thought we were dudes in the car. He thought we were four black males, and then he saw we were four black females. He didn't give us the ticket, but whatever, you know. Well, he didn't know. Well, that's what happened. But
Well, I don't remember that, but it's okay. So, what is something you do that always makes you want more?
Um, dancing. Because when I'm dancing, no, I'm serious. Do you know, like when you're dancing, like you don't like when they, especially if you're in, like I realized that because I went to a couple of parties this weekend, and you're in the groove, and you're dancing and like everybody's having a good time, and then they change it to some like slow song. You know what I mean? And
That
you're like,
is
you're like, and then they go, okay, so now we're going to slow it down, and you're like this.
wow. You're right. You're right. Because you know, me and my house, we like boom, boom,
Yeah,
boom,
just getting in the
giddy,
groove.
giddy, and they be like, okay,
Yes. Am I lying?
you're right. You're
Okay.
right.
I'm like,
Especially when we're not those when we go on the dance floor, we dance. We're not
yeah,
like, well, you have changed maybe a little because you be like
I
dancing
was
with yourself.
dancing.
You're like,
No, I was dancing. I was really dancing, and I was like, oh, what? And then what made me mad? The music got slower, so I don't care if other people. Everybody just sat down, so that
oh,
no
if
one.
they play "Follow Me," I'm following. Follow me. Follow me. Oh, and
But
you know my favorite. We can't talk about my favorite right now. They
well,
some
you have a couple of
in
favorites, but the fire starter one,
oh
and
five
then
star is
you
the
can do
no,
them
but
in.
my all-time dance favorite is There's Some in This House.
Oh yeah.
If you see him pulling them out, if you, I'm just letting you know. There's some in this house.
And no one else, he put the slow song on and no one got it. Everybody was just like, okay, let me get a drink. Let me go to the bathroom. No, not one couple, nobody danced. I was just like, what are you doing, dude? What are you doing? So that I needed more of the dance music. How about you? What is it that makes you want more? As if I didn't know. Go ahead and tell us, Cash.
SEX. Once you get a little taste, you know, you get it in the morning, you want in the afternoon, you be thinking about it all night. Girl, you need to slow it down. Oh, Starbucks too. But yeah, once I
You
get a little taste, but you
so
know what? I think I'm addicted to Starbucks. That's true. Because I cannot go, if I go 2 days without Starbucks, I'm angry.
mm,
Yes,
I don't
Starbucks.
I don't like
Sex.
Starbucks. I don't like
Starbucks. Sex. Starbucks. Sex. I don't know. Right now, they're on the same level.
Well, Starbucks will give you that energy to go all night. You know, you have a espresso
Girl.
and you'll be going all night. So,
I
oh no.
might. I might. Look, don't get me started, girl. You won't be stopping. So, let's talk about today's national day is National Macaron Day. I love macarons. Oh my goodness. But the sugar content is ridiculous because it's almost like a pound of sugar, but macaroons, the almond flour and putting them in there, it is so good. Mixing it with strawberry or blueberry or raspberry, and you got to get that little thin crust that when you bite into it, it has that crunch, but it's still soft and moist. As you can see, I love me some macaroons, and it is macaroon season because it is the first day of spring. So I
Right.
love those macaroons. Happy National Macaroon Day, guys.
Yes, I like mashed macaroons, but not as much as you do. I mean,
I'm surprised because you don't like any fruit.
no, but I like macaroons.
Oh, okay.
But
Macaroon Day. You know it's French, so
I
maybe you
like
like
fruit.
it yo-yo. You don't like cooked fruit, and macaroons have
I
they have
know,
the
but I like
little.
big Newtons. Like, I don't like cooked fruit like pies. And macaroons not like pie at all to me. It
She's
tastes like
kind of
pie.
all southern all of a sudden. I don't like pies. Okay, pies. Well. Today was National Macaroon Day with the first day of spring. Sylvie, what's
Mhm.
our word?
Juggernaut.
You want someone to take your nut? Girl, that sounds sexual. That sounds like if someone comes and
And
juggernauts on you, you in trouble. I'm just letting you know. People, I don't want anybody to juggernaut. I'm just saying that sounds very. So what does that mean? Because that's right there. That sounds dangerous.
no, 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 no. It's like like a strong force, like a positive, positive.
Mm,
If you're doing well, like the dance troupe, uh, they're a juggernaut this season because they're doing like no one can stop them. They're unstoppable. The force, like you're going with a positive force, and yes, no, it's NOT. This NUT. This is right. What Cash wrote is
girl, I have. It sounds real dirty,
right.
girl.
Okay, so
Oh
in
no, it is NAUT. Uh-oh. It's okay. We can fix this.
you can fix it, but I'm like, what? Oh, here. I'm sorry. You're right. You're right. And it's a noun, in case you didn't know.
Thank you, Nikki. Yeah,
Thank
juggernaut.
you.
That looks better because if you that other one,
Thanks,
that
ET.
looks like Mandingo is coming and we in trouble.
Yes.
Just saying.
Yes.
And Iris agrees because she was like, a nut. I
Mm.
hope that squirrel ain't gonna get that nut. Ma'am. Ma'am. Juggernaut. Okay. I've
Champion that
always said it
positive
wrong.
energy, you know.
Oh, yes. Nikki is so right. The Marvel Comics Juggernaut. He
Hmm.
can't be stopped. He has the helmet on.
Right.
Nikki G. See how comics help you in the world? Yes, the comics help you in the world. Okay. They have me seriously, and V doesn't believe this, but Tom and Jerry, they have dancing school, yes, but Tom and Jerry, classical music on Tom and Jerry has me loving classical music.
That's one of the only cartoons I used to watch is Tom and Jerry because
It's
I don't
probably
like.
because all of the classical music,
Mhm.
Moonlight Sonata, I mean, like they played a lot of classical. Exactly. So we saying it wrong. Girl, you know I'm Southern. I say everything wrong. I have that accent and it sounds so cute when I say it. Juggernaut. Just like Christmas.
I was gonna say that.
Oh,
I was gonna say.
yeah.
I was gonna say, save the holiday.
Yeah, we know about you. So that was our word of the week. The juggernaut. Sylvie, what has you on pause?
People who say they're gonna do something and then they don't do it, I'm like so sick of it. I can't. I'm like, I think I don't have at this latter part of my life any patience for that. I'm like, if you say you're gonna do something, do it. That's it. Like I'm like, oh, and it's different if some emergency comes up or something comes up and you can't. That's different. That's not what I'm talking about at all. I'm talking about you don't show up to do what you said you were going to do or what.
That's like I'm like people say they're going to the party, right?
Right.
And then they don't show up to the party, but you don't put all the money out to go
Yes.
to the party.
Or if they call you the morning of, oh, I have a headache. I'm like, you have a headache. I don't want to say the word, but you need to get yourself here. I have a headache and I just do what I have to do. I've had back pain for years, and I did what I have to do. So if you tell somebody you're gonna do, you got to show up, dude. I'm like, I can't with that.
Yeah, that how I feel about that.
I'm
You
like,
invite someone and then they don't show up.
yep. So I've had it with that. I'm not. So here's my new thing.
Here's your new
So
thing.
if I've had a party and for 2 years in a row you didn't show up, you're not getting invited. If you want to come, you have to invite yourself. Yeah, cut off. I'm done. I'm done. So I'm not. So I'm not. And it doesn't mean that I'm not friends with you. I'm friends with you. I love you. You don't want to come to my house? You don't have to worry about it. You don't have to have an excuse. You don't have to lie. You don't have to whatever. Not invited. And I start taking
Look,
people off the list right now.
I feel that too. At work, someone's like, "Oh, that's a great idea. We're gonna blah blah," and they say the "we're gonna,"
That means you.
and then all of a sudden it's deadline, and
Yes.
you're looking around, and you're the only one standing, but the deadline is becoming due. Yes, yes,
Yes.
I agree with you with that. You say something and then they don't do it because when this "we" comes out, this "we"
Mm-hmm.
meaning me, and they
Yeah.
be like, "Oh yeah, and and they're spitballing all these grand ideas."
Yes.
No, ma'am, don't help me. No, sir, don't help me. I can do bad all by myself.
Well,
I agree. I agree. I
I went
agree.
to two parties
I
this
agree.
weekend. One party, I felt bad because people said they were coming, and then they had
Mm,
all these uh, chairs, and they
mm,
pay for a place and people to come, and they
mm.
didn't show up. And I'm like,
So you
really?
should have invited me. I would have ran through. There's a party when I run on through.
Because I really
Mm,
enjoyed that place. But I'm like, that's not right. And she was like, well, some people called me because the party was at 7. Well, we had to get there early, but whatever. But she's like, some people called me at 5 and told me they were. I was like, no, no, because no. And even when it's at my house, I cook like crazy for this party. I put out at least $1,000 for this party, and you're gonna tell me you're not coming? You don't have to tell me you're not coming because you're not coming. You're not
no,
invited.
let me set this to you.
Yeah, you can sip it because I'm letting everybody know there's a new sheriff in V's house, and she's not playing that game.
Ma'am, you've always been that person. Good night, Sarah. Good night. That's my new line. I do not know who Sarah is, but good night, Sarah, because you've always been that person.
Well, I know because I keep inviting people, the same people, and I don't invite other people because I'm like, it's just going to be too many people, and then they don't show up. So I'm not doing that anymore. I'm like, I understand. You don't want to
Oh,
come.
for real. RSVP, Nikki,
They
means
don't.
nothing to some people.
They
It's
don't
like,
RSVP.
wow.
They RSVP that they're coming, or they just are rude and don't know what RSVP means. So they don't RSVP. They don't have any etiquette or manners.
I used to not. This
So,
girl is a look. If you like it, share it, like it, tap, tap, tap that screen, give it a thumbs up wherever you're watching, share it with somebody because it's relationship-ish. It is Thursday night, it is 8 o'clock, and we're talking about the cornerstone of every relationship, connection. Yay, connection
we're
crew.
cooking with Crisco tonight, baby.
She is on fire. I don't know I gotta stand out the way. I don't know how to dodge this.
Well, I don't do it to anybody. I do not. If I show up, you know what? So I'm like, if I show up, I feel like you should show up. If I show up for you, you need to show up for me. That's how I see it. And if you can't, that's good.
Oh, well, I
I'll
always
show
show
up for
up.
you. I'll show up for you, but you're not invited to show up for me anymore. So don't
But
worry.
you know what though? I have to say, in my lifetime,
Mm-hmm.
because I have I go to dark places in my mind.
Mm-hmm.
And I always like, I can't go. I can't go. I don't want to be happy. I don't want to be happy. And I'd
Mhm.
be like, I'm done. But I think I have done
Yes, I
so
have a.
much better in these last,
Hmm.
I think, 10
You have.
years. 10
Yes,
years.
you
Yeah,
have.
because one of my friends were, I was like, yeah, I'll be there to like, maybe, because you know how you do. I was like, okay, no, that's the last time because that made me feel some kind of way. I'm like, okay, you're right. I can't just be because of me. I have to go.
Well, sometimes I used to feel that at dancing school because on Saturday night you're ready to go. On Monday, somebody says, "Oh, we're gonna do this on Saturday." You're like, "Yeah." Saturday, when you're finished dancing, you're like this. Did I really say we going? Like we're just exhausted and we're still trying to make it happen.
Girl,
I'm like,
girl.
you know.
Oh, Shara chimed in.
Oh, hey, Shara.
Yeah, her first ticket was in Yonkers. She was saying, I'm like,
Hmm.
girl,
Yes,
yeah.
because youngest is
Yonkers
no
is
joke.
no joke.
But how
I'm
about
just letting you know.
somebody hit the back of my car when I was in Yonkers? This was years ago, and then we called the police, and they're like, "You have to just exchange insurance information. We don't come to accidents." I'm like, "This what?" I'm like, "What do you mean?" I'm like, so then I called again because I was like, you know what? I got the wrong person. I called again. It was a different person. They're like, oh, sorry, miss. You just have to exchange. If somebody's hurt, you have to call an ambulance. That I was like, this what? I'm like, what? Like, so the Yonkers police, they don't show up if you're in a car accident. If somebody's not hurt, they're not coming. They're like, just exchange insurance. You got this. So that's but so you can't. I'm like, alrighty then.
Oh, boy. Wow, girl, that's crazy. Don't get in an accident, girl.
Yes,
Don't do anything in Yonkers. Nothing. I swear, even
drive
in New
through
York
very
State, my
slowly. Drive through
my license
slowly.
my license plate was peeling, right? I can't help if my license plate is peeling. You could still see all the numbers. It was peeling like on the outside edges. I was in New York City for years. Nothing. I went to Yonkers, 3 tickets. I'm like, what the fuck? Go ticket an hour? People, I'm just letting you know. So we don't have a commercial tonight, but it's okay. You know what?
We don't need one. Or
You
we
want
did a commercial.
or we could just play our show title again as our commercial. Wait.
This is Relationship Ish, where we talk about the cornerstone of every relationship: connections. 9 p.m.
We're live.
Marriage, sex,
And we're having a great time already.
yourself, your family, divorce, your ex, your co-workers, your friends, your situation, your lover, your mother, you name it, connections. And we always have a great time.
Of course you had to mess
With
it
your
up, right?
hosts, Dee and Cash.
Nothing's wrong with you. But it was good because I have this big bottle of water and I need to drink it. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna start calling you.
Girl, if y'all want to advertise with us, you can. Okay? Contact us. I don't know why she's laughing. Contact us on our YouTube, direct
Yeah,
message us. We have no problem. And that space can be filled with your commercial.
that's right.
All right.
I'm sorry. Yes, girl, yes.
I have no idea why she's laughing.
Yes.
So let's get into our topic for our show tonight.
Can I
Have
just say something?
you? Mhm.
I did not. I just learned this word this week. I'm just saying. Like, because I'm always like the person. I just learned this word this week. That's it. Go ahead. Say what you have to say. Bread crumbed. Bread crumbing. Go ahead.
Breadcrumbing. So forget about ghosting. Because everybody knows about what ghosting is. The person all of a sudden you've been texting, and they just disappear. And you're like, oh, what happened? Ghosting. There is, this is, and I knew that there had to be a word because when people, I called it Pavlovian response, and my friend was like a dog, like salivating. I'm like, it has to be like a Pavlovian response of what this person is doing to you. And she was like, no, I just
Leading
don't
you
know what it
on.
is.
I would just call it leading you on.
Leading you on, but it's called being breadcrumbed. Forget about ghosting. Have you been breadcrumbed? If
Yes,
you're an online dating, you're trying to get your groove back. Have you been breadcrumbed? And I think breadcrumbing is worse than being ghosted. I'd rather be ghosted than breadcrumbs.
I agree.
Like, yeah, I'd rather be ghosted. Just leave me the hell alone instead of being breadcrumb. Breadcrumbing. Let me tell you what it is. Breadcrumbing is a manipulative tactic where somebody intermittently shows interest in a relationship or connection, offering small gestures of affection or attention while ultimately avoiding commitment or genuine connection.
So, in other words,
Intermittent is the word. That's why I was talking about Pavlovian, because Pavlovian thing is like you give the dog, but then you don't. And then you
mhm,
give the dog, and then you
mhm.
don't. This intermittentness of showing interest and attention keeps it going on and on when there's nothing gonna happen.
So what happens is
Get me.
you're talking to a person, and like so you sometimes you've met this person. It's not but for me, it's not people that I've met. It's only been like if I'm dating, and then we're texting, and then the next day it's nothing, and then the next day it's nothing, and then they text me good morning, and I'm like, all right, so he's back. So then I say, good morning, how's your day? Nothing. They don't say my day is fine because they're just saying good morning. They're giving me breadcrumbs like Hansel and Gretel. They would so they can find the way. That we saw that. It's like so they're just giving you little breadcrumbs to keep you. And every time you say, I'm done with this
So
person.
let's talk about the signs for breadcrumbing. Number one sign that you're being breadcrumbed,
Yes.
inconsistent contact.
Yes. So that's it. They're not talking to you every day. They're telling you they can't wait to see you. They can't wait to meet you. But then the next day, 3 days, you don't hear from them at all. And they said they were busy. Or you could be at work with somebody who does the same thing. What Cash said, oh, I'm going to be there to help you at that meeting. I'll be there. You should do this, this, and this. And then they don't show up. Then the next time, I'm going to be there. I'm going to help you. Hmm. And here's how I'm going to help you. And then they don't show up.
Like you said, good
Not
morning in the morning and nothing else for the rest of the day.
yes. Or the weekend. The whole weekend goes by and you don't hear from this person, but they can talk to you during the week, but they can't talk to you on the weekend. Hmm. And every time you want to leave, there you go. What did you I just saw it, number 2. What was that?
Number two, non-committal responses. There's
Hmm.
no clear answers about any future relationship. Nothing clear. Be like, so are you interested in going to the next level? And be like, we're all interested in some level of communication and love. Aren't we all? And you're like,
Hmm.
I meant this here, me, you. Are you interested in going some? Well, we'll just let it grow how it grows because we're organic in life and it'll happen.
Yes. So, are we going to go to dinner next weekend? Well, of course we're going to go to dinner, but I don't know if it's going to be next weekend. But pretty soon we're going to go to dinner. Like I'm not saying next weekend, but for sure, we're going to dinner. No commitment. Not going to pin down any dates. Are you going to call me later? Well, I'm not sure of later, but I'm definitely going to call you. No
You know, I
commitment.
don't really like talking on the phone because I feel like texting, we get our thoughts out clearer.
Mhm. Is that what we're doing now? And that's what we're doing? I'm
Number
like,
3,
okay, surface level conversations. Yeah.
engage in shallow interactions. Avoid discussing like deeper topics about
Yeah.
feelings, about emotions. They want to
Mhm.
talk about how was life? How was your, like, how was the rain? I'm just saying.
Not
Like,
surface.
did the
Yeah, see, Irish.
chef for sure?
Oh, what if our bosses used to say that? So yes,
You are so right. I'm so sorry. Yeah, yes,
yes,
yes, for sure. PTSD,
yes.
a
But
high level. What is it? Nikki said a high level share of the day, the week, lunch. Yeah, like they're
yeah,
just like, oh, what I ate today. I'm like,
hmm,
I'm
yes.
just saying.
They don't want to. They don't want to get deeper into anything. But you fall for it because you're getting deeper and you're falling more and more for them. But they're keeping it. They're they're keeping a level of separation. And if you don't keep your eyes open, you don't see that. You're like, well, I don't know why this person does it, but they said they really like me, so I know they wouldn't be lying about that. So I don't know. Breadcrumbing you. Hmm.
Number 4, every
So
time you make those plans.
last minute. So they'll call you the day of, say, "Are you want to go out?" Like, because they don't want to commit to anytime. They don't have, maybe whoever they were supposed to go with canceled. So now they're making last minute plans with you because you're their standby, person. So they want to count on
Mhm.
you if they want to do something. You're going to be waiting.
Or and like, or their mom had to do something, or their kids threw up, or something. And we're not saying that this may not happen,
Mhm.
but all the time.
Yes. So they're breaking plans or making plans last minute. Yep.
Number 5. So flirting or offer, like they want to engage or suggest that taking the next level, like, oh, if I were there, I would love to kiss and hold you. Oh
Mhm.
yeah. And then you see them and they're like, sup, fist bump.
Yeah.
Or
Yes. They would really like to call the, yes, that's it.
oh my God.
You
Oh
know,
my God. Flirting and offering compliments, but just it's never going to the next level.
it's never
So
going to the next level. And you
I
need to
got it. So this, because my friend was telling me about this guy that she was dating, right? And we called him the senator. We called him the senator, and we were like so like, oh, this is gonna be the guy because he's not what do you call it, a receptionist or anything. He is going to be the next senator. He's involved in politics. Then it was like the first time they met, it was good. And then he was like, oh, you know what? I only have a couple of minutes. So do you just want to go to McDonald's? And a friend was like, McDonald's? Well, I guess I could go to McDonald's. I like it because it's quick, like you said that you have to be quick because he's in politics and he has to go to his next meeting and he worked this time in for you. Yes. Then he came by, picked her up, and was like, I only have a few minutes before my next meeting. And so they're in the car and he's like, all right, I gotta go. Like, what? You're having a go for 2 seconds and you're like, yeah, I gotta go. Yeah, I got the next meeting. This went, it was just like, oh, I really want to be with you. You know, I really like you. Went to her house in Queens and was like, this is it. I'm so glad you made dinner. All right, I gotta go right after dinner. And it was like, I'm out. I'm like, okay, I'm really trying because he's gonna be the next senator, right? He's gonna be someone in politics. The whole McDonald's and he stopped over and he left. This went on for like a whole year. Just ghost me. Just ghost me. Just ghost me. I just want to be ghosted at this point.
Yeah, well, you know, I think that people who do that, I feel like they have problems themselves, their own, they have issues because they want affirmation, right? They want this person to say, I really like you, I can't wait to see you. And they're taking that in, but they know what they're doing to this person. So they have problems. Because why would you want to do that to somebody? If you don't want to be with me, just say, listen, I don't think we mesh. I don't like, ghost me if you have to, if you're afraid to tell me, but don't just leave me going and going. No, no. So I feel like you have an issue if that's what you're doing. I'm
Some
just
people are just textbook, just like, oh no, but you see them talking to other people. So it's like, okay, you talk to from 9 to 90, but we can't have a conversation. We can't.
yes,
What's going on? Like, what? It's just some things are just textbook. It's just textbook. But so it is selfish.
yes,
But
because
I wonder, it's like,
people
how do
have,
you?
they say that we can't be seen at work talking because they're going to know that we are. So at the bank, we can't be seen at work talking because they're going to know we're together, right? However,
Mhm,
they're talking to everybody else at the bank, so no one thinks that they're together with that person. So why can't they just talk to you? No one's saying you're going to be holding hands or whatever. They know what they're doing,
mhm. Mm,
you know.
Girl,
Mhm.
ghost me. I'm gonna say it again. Just
I'm with
ghost
you.
me.
Ghost me.
Ghost
Just been
me. I
ghosted.
think that would be better.
Yes.
And
You
don't
know.
do this at work. I think that's even worse. So how are we gonna deal with? So you gotta see the person. I want to be ghosted. So how do you deal with it? Consider the alternative. Like if you're feeling breadcrumb and it's hard to move on, but focus on what can be gained by engaging with someone who wants to be with you.
And
Like when you're chasing this and you're having all this energy and you're putting all this into it, and they're just like, "Mm, yeah, whatever," and excited about talking to other people, like excited with their face, but giving you nothing. Imagine all what you could do with that time and energy that you're spending texting or talking to them on the phone, where it could go. It could go someplace else.
yeah.
Oh, Nikki says, just enough to tease you to stay, deal with the mistreatment.
Yeah, and it
Yeah.
leads to all kinds of, for the person who's being breadcrumbed, it leads to low self-esteem, confusion. They think that they're doing something wrong. It's not fair to do that to somebody,
And they're probably like, it's all in your head. You're
right?
thinking too
It's
much.
gaslighting.
It's you.
It's not me, it's you. You know I like you. What? Come on now. Why would I even talk to you? Why would I waste my time texting you? I texted you 3 times in the last week.
See? Much. I text you 3 times in the last week.
Yes, because there's something's wrong with them.
Girl, no, you know what? Now I think I've been breadcrumbed before. Just like you said, 3 times in the last week.
I have been breadcrumb, but so I give you a week for your nonsense, and if you do this in the week, then I'm done with you because I don't have that kind of patience. So I'm like, I need somebody who's into me, and if you're not into me, I'll find somebody else. No, I don't. You know, mm-mm. I don't feel like I have to. I deserve that. And yes, off with their heads for educational purposes only. When you see their head rolling, that's me.
Educational purposes only. For
No,
education,
for educational purposes
never.
only. But no, but the thing, yeah, but I think when I'm just saying the truth, when I first started dating, my self-esteem was really low. I'm just getting out of a million-year relationship, and I was feeling like no one's going to like me, and I'm not pretty enough. And like, if someone was talking to me, I was just so excited that they're even talking to me. So I was willing to accept their little breadcrumbs. I'm like, well, that's what I deserved. I know better now, and I am not that girl anymore. So next, I'm not putting up with that. So, but I did, and I see how people, why people do. You start thinking that that's what you deserve, and at least this person is talking to you because no one else is. So you don't need that in your life. I'm just saying. But I accepted it. So I'm not saying that no one does. Yes, be direct. Let them know how they're making you feel and why you are no longer going to be taking their phone calls. And after this, you're going to block them. Let them know. You don't need to accept that. Like, and don't think you can talk somebody into liking you. They don't like you. They're doing this because they're not really interested. They're just having fun with you. So you don't want to explain to them what they're doing to you, and then when they gaslight you and say, I'm sorry, I didn't know that's how you feel, I'll do better, and they're going to do the same thing. It's not going to be better. You don't need to talk somebody into being with you or liking you or responding in an appropriate amount of time. You don't need to talk somebody into doing that. If they like you, they're going to do it. That's what, if you like somebody, what you do. You're going to call them, you're going to text them, you're going to be on it because you like this person. You're going to step out of the meeting for 5 seconds and be like, you okay, baby? Just making sure. I got to go back to the meeting. I was just making sure you just okay. That's what you do. You don't need to talk somebody into doing that for you. You're better than that. You don't need them. Next, go play your games with somebody else.
Tell us how you really feel. It's like, that's a whole lot of confidence there. Oh, girl. Okay. Number three, don't reinforce the bad hate behavior. So they didn't text you all day and they text you that one text back. And now you're like, oh, okay, yeah, they text me back. And you're like writing whole pages. That's just reinforcing the bad behavior to like, see, I didn't text him all day because, I'm laid back. I'm that laid back type of person. I don't, I got stuff to do. I got to take care. My business doesn't run itself. I'm laid back. But then, and they're like, I'm just getting back to you all the way from 9 o'clock this morning.
Mhm.
You didn't have any time from 9 a.m. to 10 p.m. at night.
Mhm.
Mm. And then at 10 p.m., you wanna, oh yeah. And they're like, oh, I just want to see your pretty face. Can you send me a kiss or some other type of picture? And you're like, oh, okay. Oh, he missed me. She missed me.
No,
It sounds crazy. This sounds crazy. This sounds crazy. Like, I don't know how to say it. This sounds crazy. Like, why can't you see the signs? Because this is crazy. This is like crazy.
because you really like them and you want them to really like you. So you're believing maybe this is how they're everybody's not like you, right? So you're saying this is just their way and this is what they would do to anybody. No, this is what they're doing to you, boo. They're not doing that to the person they really like, you know. That's it.
Mhm.
But you're right. The reinforcement. I think I've done that before though. I've like, oh, I'm so happy that you called. I was thinking of you, and making a big fuss. This person, really?
Mhm. Mhm.
Mhm.
Mhm. And I think this is what V was saying. Teach others how you want to be treated, what you're willing to tolerate, and you're not going to accept anything less. But V is really adamant on this, and it works with her golden P. Um, she has a lot of self-esteem, and it gets her places. I don't know how. If she can give tutorials to the rest of us, let us know. And if you want these tutorial on how to have this golden P, it's 19.99, and you too can have V's golden V.
Cash is hilarious. She is just hilarious. But
She's
she's
gonna give
right.
you lessons on how to teach others how to treat you. Because with that golden P, she's gotten just people are very generous.
Yes, people are very generous because I treat them well and I expect to be treated well. But also, I expect to be treated well, right? So I treat whoever I'm with well and I expect the same. And if they go above and beyond, that's fine. But I'm not going to accept less. I'm not. So if I think, because I do have a high self-esteem, and I hope that whoever I'm with has a high self-esteem. And I'm not trying to tear anybody down, and I don't need anybody to tear me down. And if I think that's what's happening, I'm out, because we're not doing that. We don't have to do that. We're all worth a lot more than we give ourselves credit for. We don't appreciate how much we are worth. A woman's worth, a man's worth is a lot. And we don't think of it like that. So if they're not treating you right, you need to teach them how to treat you. That's one thing.
We have our first participant in the class. These class to better self-esteem and self-worth. Treat how you want to be treated.
That's right.
19.99, and you too can have the golden pay. And this is an introductory
One time offer.
fee. This is a one-time offer. After tonight, it's going up to 99.99. But tonight,
That's why
just for tonight, is 19.99, and you too can have the golden P. I mean, we've received tickets to Beyonce.
She is hilarious. She's
Girl, that golden P ain't never lie. You too.
I have been fortunate. I have been fortunate in my partner's generosity. I have in most of the partners I've had.
And
But
she
I,
wonders
I
why people are jealous of her. This is ridiculous.
I don't think
Does
anybody's
anybody
jealous
else
of
wonder?
me, and why would they be jealous of me? There's no reason. I don't have anything else that they don't have, and they probably have more than what I have. But I do have a high self-esteem. I do.
And last but not least,
Yes. Remember your worth. Yes.
mind
Yes.
yourself that you don't need to beg for someone's afterthoughts, someone's
Uh,
crumbs, some scraps that they're giving you. Like you deserve focused and
more.
prioritized attention.
Yes.
And that is like real. Like you deserve to be prioritized. And if they're not prioritizing you, obviously they don't want a relationship with you. If they don't care. They're not like you're not gonna be like, oh, you're breadcrumbing me. Because they're gonna be, are you serious? That's what you think of me? And then you're going to say to yourself, is that what I think of you? No, no, of course not. But prioritize yourself,
Hmm.
because you are going to attract somebody who has that like energy.
Hmm.
And you just have to believe it. Be like, I am the ish. And if you're not ready for this ish, please step the S back.
Next. Thank you.
And I'm gonna be the first one to say that is so hard to say.
It is. It is.
That is so hard to say. Let's be real, ladies. This is so hard because the pick out there
slim pickings, but you will find what you're looking for. But if you will not find what you're looking for if you let this person breadcrumb you, because that's what they're doing. They're keeping you on a string, so you're not really looking in the same with the same intensity, even if you're not in a full-blown relationship. If you're letting this person talk to you and give you whatever little bits of breadcrumbs, you're not doing what you need to do to be out there, because you're kind of thinking that you're not sure if you want to be out there, because this is probably going to be something, maybe, possibly it's not. So you need to cut this person off and know that it's not better than nothing. Like, that's the thing that I used to say. Well, it's better than nothing. At least, like, no, not at least. Why would you deserve the least? Like, why? Like, why would you deserve the least? No, you don't deserve the least. And that's crazy. And I've done it, and I'm sure a lot of other people are doing it. And I don't think that I'm like the prettiest person in the world or anything like that, but I know how I look. And I know that my looks get me. And imagine I try to put makeup on, hair, like I do all this stuff, and I still have still felt like I'm not worth it. I don't feel that now, but I'm saying is it's in your head. You are worth it. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter what you look like, if you're overweight, if you're really thin, or you're really tall, or you're really short. You're worth it. So for you, you got to get that in your head, because if you don't think you're worth it, you're going to attract somebody who doesn't think you're worth it. And then what? And how's that? And how much fun is that? No, 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 no. You have to let them know, and then they'll treat you the way you should be treated. That's it. Class is over. And I know it's hard, but you know what? Instead of texting that person back, text one of your friends. I didn't want to text Joe Schmo, so I'm texting you, so I won't text them. I didn't want to call Joe Schmo, so I'm calling you. And listen, I've had plenty of friends, and they're on the panel, that I've called instead of calling who I wanted to call, because I didn't need to call that person. And that's that. So listen, you have friends out there, and you can't do that to yourself. What's your takeaway, Cash?
Ah, I don't know. I need some more self-esteem classes, because if I think in that situation, I think I've had that situation before, and it was like I just kept on going until like I was like the last straw, and I was just like, you know what? Just forget it. Like, just I had to just delete the number, like you said, and block it, and like just ghost it off,
Mhm.
because it was like you're being ghosted. Like you're saying, like every 3 days, it's like, oh, I had this meeting and everything's going on, and oh, I'm so sorry. Like we don't have to force this relationship. We're gonna just, it's gonna be. It's like, I think that, and I think if the person didn't ghost me, I think I would have kept on going.
Mhm.
I think I would have definitely kept on going if the person didn't ghost me, but at a point, I was just like, what is going on? And it is like you're feeling crazy, you're feeling confused, like, okay, like, did I say something wrong? Did I do something wrong? Am I not this person? Like, you have all this to offer, like, what's wrong? And you start looking like inside, like, what did I do that is not okay? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then it's like what you're saying, you don't mean to beg, but you're begging for an answer of
Well, it's
why and
what
what's
made
going
you do
on and
that.
how can I make it better.
That's
And if the
right.
person didn't ghost me, I wouldn't, I know I wouldn't have did it, because I really wanted that person. And it was like right before, yeah, I guess it was a couple of years before I got married. And this person was a director, a film director. And I was just like, oh my God, I really want this person. It was like, I'm not committed right now to anything, but if I want to be in a relationship, you'll definitely be the one. And
Mhm.
oh, let's go for drinks and let's do
Mhm.
this. And I'm just like, okay, yeah, like a little puppy dog, like, okay, like, oh my God, you're so gorgeous, and oh, you're making films, and this is so awesome. And I if they did not ghost me, and they ghosted me for like I say like a month.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was like, I deleted. I was like, done. And then they started texting me again. I was like, no. I became, I was like, no, you're not
No.
gonna do this to yourself again. And so I was like, no, 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 no. But like Nikki G said, it's hope and it's hard. Like if you've been alone for a while and you're
Mhm.
just like trying to make it happen, I think the hope of being with someone who's cute, who you think that you can talk to, who has that personality and je ne sais quoi that you're looking for, you're like, oh, this is finally the person I wanted. And so you're like begging, borrowing, stealing time. Like, oh, you're making plans to go out with your friend, but this person's like, oh, you want to go out tonight? And you're like, yes, yes. V, I'll call you back. No, I gotta go because you know, Husana wants to go out. Piedmont wants to go out. So I go out with Piedmont. And you're like, what? Piedmont does not want you.
That's
And you're
right.
like, you don't know what Piedmont wants. Bye. You just jealous.
But this
But
is, yeah, yes, Cash is right. But listen, one thing that I have learned in my brief stint of dating is that you cannot fantasize about the future when you don't have a relationship with this person, because that's what the hope is. You're like, I can see us like going to the park together. I can see us moving in together. I can see us when you're going to meet my family. They're going to love you. You're not even in a relationship. Stop the fantasy, because that builds up this thing in your head that's not even real. And then it makes it harder for you to let this person go, because this fantasy in your head starts to take a little hold. And you're like, oh, if this person leaves, all these things that you wanted to happen might not happen. They weren't going to happen anyway, but you think they were going to happen. So you have to stop fantasizing about something that's not even, it's not there. So, and I do it too. So I'm not talking, I'm talking from experience. If you're not even in a relationship and you're thinking of all the what ifs and how good it's going to be, no, stop it. Let's take one step at a time. When we're in a relationship, you want to fantasize about the future. That's fine. You're not even in a relationship. Stop giving this person your power. My takeaway is I didn't know what breadcrumbing is. I just was like, I just can't even believe that. Like, okay, now I know, and I'm like using it every day. You know what? I think he's breadcrumbing you. I think she's breadcrumbing you. I got a new word. I don't know.
know what to do with herself. Have you been breadcrumbed?
That's
Yep, for real. But I was like, no, there has to be a term for this. I'm
that's
telling you.
right. I was just
And
calling
so
on like, this person is leading you on, and that's what I've said. And this person is just leading me on, and that's, and that is true. They are leading you on, but there's a more in
but I
common.
think it's not even the leading on, it's the intermittentness of it. Because now, since it's spontaneous and you don't know when it's going to happen, it like reinforces that behavior and it
Yeah, what
makes
leading you
you
on is when you know
believe.
the
I
person,
think
you
leading
know the
you
person
on
like
is
you
like
and
a
you know it too.
constant,
No, it's not.
you know?
You know this
Mm,
person likes you, and and
mm.
and maybe this person likes you at work, and everybody's like, she likes you, right? And you're like, oh, she doesn't really like me. But then the person goes, so do you think you could have lunch with me? You're like, oh, maybe tomorrow. But you know you're not gonna have lunch with them tomorrow. And everybody's like, why are you doing that? Why are you leading her on? She thinks you're gonna have lunch with her tomorrow. She getting her nails done tonight for tomorrow's lunch. Like, it's breadcrumbing. What are you doing? You know, you're not gonna
No, because the way that you just said it, it reminded me of when we used to work with a person and then they'd be like everything they'd be like, oh, are we going out for drinks? I'm like, probably. And you're like, why did you tell me that? You're like, you know I'm not inviting her. They're like, you're not inviting. Well, they were going out for drinks. I said, yeah, probably. Not with you, but we're going out for
Oh my gosh.
drinks. I was drinking. Oh no. And the person's like, can you take me home? Well, not tonight. Maybe your friend can. Like, oh, I think I was breadcrumbing. And then I would give them compliments. I was like, oh, that shirt looks nice, but I think you need a different bra. And then they went out and bought different bras.
Mhm. How do I
Oh
look now,
my,
baby? Hmm.
I was breadcrumbing.
You were breadcrumbing, but you didn't know, baby. You didn't know.
I didn't know, but now that you said, were you leading her on?
Mhm.
Well,
Well, I think maybe we've all been a little guilty of it at one point, but not that.
I
I don't think anybody's done it. Well, people have done it to people on purpose, but I don't think any of us, no connection crew or us, we wouldn't have done that on purpose to anybody. So,
well, thank you for chiming in, everybody, to connect relationship ish, where we talk about the cornerstone of every relationship connection. Follow us on YouTube. We're on Facebook. We're on TikTok. We're on Instagram. We're on Spotify. We're on Amazon. You name it. We're on Lemonade. How about that?
yeah, we
We're on
are
Lemonade. Okay. That's a new platform that I don't even know about, but we're on Lemonade.
on lemonade. We're on
V,
air.
what's our next week's show is going to talk about core values. Can you have a relationship if you have different core values?
Yeah, I don't know. Can you even
Can
have
we
a
make it work?
your core values are different? It's not only relationship. Like, can you have a really good
Well,
friendship?
relationships are
Yeah,
everything.
right.
Marriage, divorce, friendships,
Hmm.
sex,
Right.
food,
Yeah, so
your
many.
coworker.
So we're gonna talk about that because I have some people who I think have different core values than me. Just wondering what other people think about that.
Don't forget to tap that screen, like us, share us, because we're here every Thursday night at 8 o'clock. And if we're only, if we don't get on until 8:05, we're still coming on.
But we're trying because sometimes we have technical difficulties. We're doing good,
We're,
and
we're doing it. We're
we're we're,
trying
we're
it. This is season 2, baby.
and we're still
Season
here. And,
2.
and they said we wouldn't last. Look at us! Look at us! Our connection crew keeping us going. We
And we
appreciate that.
always have a good time. So thank you for chiming in. And this is Relationship Ish with your hosts. I'm Cash.
And I'm V, and this is Relationship Ish.
Next week.
Good night. Thanks for tuning in.